The Kremlin on Monday released footage of Russian President Vladimir Putin, wearing army fatigues, being briefed on the special operation in Ukraine by top military officials at an unidentified command post. According to Associated Press, during the meeting, which took place on Sunday, Chief of General Staff General Valery Gerasimov reported to Putin that Russian troops had taken full control of Pokrovsk in the Donetsk region and the city of Vovchansk in the Kharkiv region. Russia calls Pokrovsk by its old Soviet name, Krasnoarmeysk. One of the top commanders, Colonel General Valery Solodchuk, added that Russian forces were still battling the remaining small enemy groups in Pokrovsk. Putin praised the troops involved in the special operation, saying they were confidently maintaining the initiative and were advancing on virtually all fronts. There were no immediate comments from Ukrainian officials on the claim, which could not be independently verified. Earlier on Monday, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky said hard fights were ongoing in Pokrovsk and other directions. Pokrovsk sits along the eastern front line in part of what has been dubbed the fortress belt of Donetsk. The line of heavily fortified cities is crucial to Ukraine's defense of the region, including Kramatorsk, Sloviansk and Drushkivka.
Товарищ Верховный Главнокомандующий Объединенной группировки войск решает задачу плана специальной военной операции. Начальник генерального штаба Генерал Рамирес. Здравствуйте.
Товарищи офицеры, товарищ Верховный Главнокомандующий, участники совещания к работе готовы. Начальник главного оперативного управления генерал-полковник Рудской. Товарищ офицеры.
Юго-восточные и восточные части города Константиновки перешли под наш контроль. Всего это более 30% от общего количества зданий в Константиновке. Войска группировки «Центр» освободили город Красноармейск и продолжает уничтожение подразделений противника в Димитрове. В результате активных боевых действий освобождены населенные пункты Звановка.
Вторая армия силами 30-й отдельной мотострелковой бригады, 506-м, 439-м, 1435-м мотострелковыми полками 27-й гвардейской мотострелковой дивизии завершили освобождение города Красноармейск. В настоящее время идет поиск и уничтожение остатков мелких групп противника, пытающихся укрыться в городской черте.
Я еще скажу об этом, но прямо сейчас хочу вас поблагодарить за результаты работы по Красноармейску. И вас, весь командный и личный состав группировки. И, конечно, бойцов наших, ребят, которые выполняют эти боевые задачи. Это важное направление. Мы все понимаем, насколько оно важно. И это обеспечит нам поступательное решение всех основных задач, которые стоят перед нами и были поставлены изначально при начале специальной военной операции.
Контроль группировки перешло более 360 квадратных километров территории данных регионов.
Вооруженные силы Российской Федерации уверенно удерживают инициативу и продолжают выполнение задач специальной военной операции. Наступление российских войск идет практически на всех направлениях. Понятно. Ну, это...
Recently, Russian soldiers on the front line near Liman have increasingly gone into battle without protective helmets and body armor, a trend that highlights the Russian command's blatant disregard for the lives of its troops, writes The Telegraph, as Igor Komok, deputy commander of the 2nd Mechanized Battalion of the 66th Separate Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, told the publication. This is a relatively new trend. There were virtually no such cases last year. Only 4 of the last 20 groups wore helmets, Komok said, so these aren't isolated cases. Dmytro Zmylo, executive director of the Ukrainian Center for Security and Cooperation, explained that all the videos provided by the 66th Brigade were filmed in late October and November, adding that it is quite common to see soldiers without protective gear. He said the shortage of necessary equipment reflects the high casualties in the Russian army, which have led to shortages of supplies, weapons and ammunition. He added that most Russian assault troops are viewed as disposable, receiving low-quality equipment and training, while command tries to economize on scarce resources that Moscow cannot fully sustain. Zmylo also suggested that these incidents could be a form of punishment for disobeying commanders. In the Russian army, the punishment of personnel through zeroing is extremely common, where commanders deliberately send their soldiers to their deaths with the help of Ukrainian drones. He added that Russian commanders often send wounded soldiers into battle without even arming them, as they are considered expendable. At the same time, Commander Khomok suggested that the Russian troops caught by his unit might have been completely unaware of their approach to Ukrainian troops due to the chaos on the front lines. Most likely, Russian troops aren't even aware they're approaching Ukrainian positions, he said. The Russian command is convincing its personnel that there are no Ukrainian troops ahead, only allies. He also believes that the lack of equipment is due not only to a lack of supplies on the Russian side, but also to recklessness and disregard for the lives of their own infantrymen. At the same time, according to Zmylo, it is likely that many Russian troops captured by the 66th Brigade were sent into the field to retrieve weapons and equipment left behind with their fallen comrades. This equipment is then handed over to the next assault group, which is sent into another bloodbath, and the Russian assault troops killed on the battlefield are left behind. The Russian command is simply saving resources by not supplying the infantry. Russia also frequently deploys unarmed and unprotected soldiers who deliver provisions and ammunition on foot to the field, earning them the nickname camels from their comrades. In most cases, these camels are quickly detected by drones and destroyed. We are forced to destroy them because if we don't, our guys could die, said Commander Khomok.